wondering when you turn up. Hellos from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for Mother Crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary.
Oh, Joshua!
Thank you, Otto.
Joshua.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Ow.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua. Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, he's coughing up blood. Yeesh.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, Bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive!
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
It was like you already said that though.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
So there's a ton of side quests? No! No. Okay. They're probably not important, so I'll pick them all up and then I will have them done before next time. Before Sunday, because I can't do this side quest stuff. There's so many, and there's probably not the only ones. There's probably a whole bunch out here too. And you can't even do them.
Seems the hideaway's
Blasted book. Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing. Thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
This
I've
lady.
never been one to play favourites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit?
Skyworm.
Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
We've got a couple more to pick up.
homecoming, Sid. Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared, which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
Two more on the right and then one on the back side.
What am I gonna do? Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like. Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallymill Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
And then one more to pick up, and then I'm stopping for today because I am exhausted. The Guardians are getting along with the Axis fine, working to shore up rest up the walls, but a few threats remain down the reeds. The chances are we'd still be neck deep in a cash had you not come to that horde to firm your gentle nudge. I know you have room to save and all, but if you're ever in need of a quick reviver, come see us. We'll help you with that. They're gonna give him beer. You have any canny talent to show up where you most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I fear the rest would be in the hands of the Akashic, but more nameless numbers. However, with the horde now both thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus on our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without having to worry about being overwhelmed. With Martha's blood axes, we can return to defending the tour. As for young Oscar, you'll forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He's a good man, attentive, polite, hardworking, so as you can see, he's already learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue esquiring with a more worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you. You have the talents thanks to help rid us of the thralls, but we are neither of us naive to think that this is the end of the like. Good Philippe has taken seeing to that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again, and I have to worry about the captain thinks he's begun to weigh heavily upon his shoulders. Just as I imagine the same might be said of you and your burdens. Remember, the weight can become too much. You shouldn't need to stand alone. Our hearts and arms remain ever open, as do the Vale's doors. The Garden League have put aside their differences for the time being and allowing us to sip our snake spit in relative leisure. For that, I would hazard we have the better half of you to thank. She put on a quiet performance. As for yours, well, for one aspiring thespian to another, I might suggest working on your delivery and your projection. And those stiff limbs of yours and your countenance and, well, everything else. We wouldn't want the Underhill name and to do the Underhill name a disservice, would we? Master Clive, I apologize for the sudden untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid, and there's none who I can turn to. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear that I am wholly unable to perform his vaulted expectations, namely due to the marked lack of marital aptitude on my part. Who would I am but a manservant, not a mercenary, while I maintain my simple ample to tend the needs of manor, not attempting the bandits in the back alleys, absurdly ill-equipped. If you please, my lord, bid thee come and see Martha's rest while I shall proceed and explain my predicaments in full.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Okay, and that is it for me for today. Oh, I have to do the quests, right? So that means I have to, means I have to do, I have to trigger the next thing really quick. Oh, we're traveling with Joshua, that's right. Come along, little Joshua. Oh, he's staying with Torgo. Aww.
It's one. A dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this,
Aww.
eh? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Campbell was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
I can walk from here.
Welcome, travelers. We don't get many visitors here in Tabor.
Man, you know, Mount Tabor is a staple in FF. Like, I like that there's no Biggs and Wedge. That's the only staple that they hadn't used in this one. But, like,
Where now,
the
Joshua?
locations.
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
What if I don't want to go there? What if I want to refill on stuff first?
Are you buying or selling?
The Shoulders of Giant. Sure.
A fine choice.
I'm gonna go in from here. Where'd Joshua go? Only Jill and there's Yote.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Knight of the Undying.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations.
Oh, like ninjas.
From the shadows.
Ninjas.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
Oh, of course.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda knights who besiege the cities.
Yep.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
AKA Crazy Man who's seeing things right now. Meanwhile, in Crazy Man Council, Mid needs to get out of there.
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Yeah, clearly. Oh, there you go.
Distinguished members of the council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king, he has come to save us from the Akashic. He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Well, that's gonna be short-lived.
Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris.
Ah, dang it, I knew it, he was looking for mid.
Consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Well, this isn't gonna end
Come,
well.
Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
Well, you know, I would rather them not kill Mid. It's my preference.
So
you know?
then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry.
Oh, so the mom's still evil then. Okay, if it's only been a few years, like, and that stuff happened when they were kids, she's just evil. So, you know, not a big deal then. I don't feel bad about earlier anymore. Oh, they're gonna get to see the whole picture now. Yeah.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
Oh, interesting.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Aww. Are they a thing? They're a thing. Aw.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
She did not want to leave, but you know.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
I think there are only 2 side quests here now. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do them really quick.
Opportunity beckons. Who among you is bold? Is that blade for hire, perchance?
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most
Okay, we have to say the caravan. Got it.
Dread, bring me.
Okay, we'll take care of it.
Of course. I eagerly await your safe and, above all, triumphant.
Got it. Go to the other one. Oh, the other one's behind me.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases or scratches.
You there! Finally, no one was paying me the slightest heed.
He looks like the guy in the other village where all those people got killed.
The students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home, I'm just a vagrant greybeard.
The university? You're a scholar.
A specialist in ancient cultures. The most accomplished in all Valisthea, some have said. In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag, bested by the many steps of Tabor. The answers I seek lying just beyond my enfeebled reach. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead?
Yes, so, but there's probably a whole bunch of monsters, right?
And memorize a few inscriptions for me. Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history into stones dotted about the village. 3 of them, to be precise. 1 each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed light on a riddle I've been pondering for some time. Namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's unique people.
I can't promise I'll remember everything perfectly.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make for the domed pavilions.
We'll do that one first since that's like local. That's just the pavilions, right? So shouldn't be too difficult.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases or scratches.
See that lady's reselling leather, and she's like, any creases and scratches decrease the price. See, that's when you know that somebody knows the value of, of buying and selling stuff. Because ain't that the truth? Condition is everything. It's just funny. The collector in me, she caught my ear, and I was like, what is she talking about? She knows how it is.
These stones to Canva and the rest of them.
Why won't the sky go back to how it was?
Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred by noble blood till the mother's labor.
No history would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
That's the first one. North, there's gotta be another one here?
How are those new boots treated?
Children of hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give her...
Farmers must have settled here in Tabor.
Decent quarry's been hard to find since the skies turned.
Thank you for the deal, Headmaster.
Wanderers of golden plains, lay your roots in stone, with pride recall thy noble past, and Roxa.
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder? I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read.
Here's the scraps you were after.
Thanks.
Whoop. Jump on down. I'm surprised it even let me jump off the edge, because I thought it would stop me with like those invisible walls that games always have.
The engravings were in good repair considering their age.
Oh, would that I could have seen them for myself. Come, don't tease me now. What did you learn of this place and its people? Let's start with the engraving to the south.
What? I have to
shall we?
remember the
What did it
directions?
say?
How am I supposed to... The great good Moogle Guardians. No, of course not. Guardians of the Crystal.
Guardians of the Crystal. The first stones of Tabor. Sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with protecting the Mother Crystals. But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred charges, I wonder? The engraving to the north is next, I think.
Voyagers of the Ashen Ocean, Golden Plains, Riders of the Snowy Slopes. It was the Wanderers of the Golden Plains, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. See, this is why we have to take screenshots. I can just peek. Hold on. This is why you take screenshots, everybody. Oh, or I could just trust my memory, because I always have good... whatever.
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past.
Not to mention they rhyme.
These rocks a home.
That should be obvious, too.
I think that was it, at least.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening. Now, for the final stone.
It is... Tillers of the Land. Children of Hunters. Why is it that... I guess I just didn't really pay attention when we took the screenshots. I find that really funny because it's like I just zoned out, I guess. I don't think I zoned out, I just think I thought I knew, and maybe I did. Yeah, Tillers of the Land, okay. At least I am already hovering on the option before I...
Children of the Hunters, now tillers of the land. Reap her promised blessing, and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples. The final piece of the puzzle. 3 engravings. One for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3 distinct traditions. Nonetheless, one cannot help but wonder why this fact is not better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Ha! Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
Or it could just be that everybody constantly gets killed and there's nobody left that bothers to put it in a book. Who knows, right? That's gonna be my bet. Now, as for the other location, that is all the way down into the right. So we would have to go this way.
Beneath the flood, yes.
Is there not? There's not a way out this way, right? No, so we've got to go this way. We'll just take our chocobo and we will ride all the way that direction. I don't think it's too far, so I don't think it'll be a big deal.
Cyril, how fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance.
Oh my
It
gosh.
is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you.
They're obviously not evil, but they give off the, Okay, he's gonna give us a badge, yeah. It's like a freaking pincushion, Clive
For
is.
as long as you bear it,
Oh, the
members of
Phoenix
our
down,
order
that's
will reveal
hilarious.
themselves unto you.
Okay.
If there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
To Canva, then.
We'll talk about this later.
Oh, well, never mind. It's sort of.
Sounds like thunder.
You're late. We're starting to think you'd stumbled off a cliff.
I seem to recall that was you, Gav.
Oh,
Good to
Mid.
see you.
Yes.
Any trouble on the road?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
I knew you'd come. Is that who I think it is?
Yes.
Allow me to introduce my brother.
Mid's are like, oh
Joshua.
my gosh.
Clive's told me all about you. Or even listening most of the time. Name's Mid as well. But everyone calls me Mid.
My lady.
Hey?
My boy.
Uncle Byron.
It's really you. I never thought I'd see the day.
It's so nice to see their family coming back together. That's like the real treat of this whole thing.
So these Akashic are being controlled.
That's what it looked like. Empty eyes, eerie blue glow. No doubt they were turned, but silent as monks, every last one of them.
Your man here speaks true, Clive. We saw more than a few in this city. They moved in ranks with a purpose, and not of their own.
Ultima's doing.
Perhaps.
What of the city? The people?
Dead, mostly.
Mostly, but not all. A handful managed to lock themselves in their villas before the Horde arrived. Some in the Merchants' District to the west, and a few others on the far bank.
If the Akashic stumble across either hiding place, a few bolted doors won't hold them for long. We need to find them. And quickly.
What do you propose?
Evacuate them, yeah?
We split into two parties. I will make for the Merchants' District, while you look to those across the river. Mind keeping an eye on my brother?
Not at all. We find the villa and try the servants' entrance.
Understood.
And what of us?
Mid, is she fit to sail?
The ship, the Mithril engine could probably do with a few more tweaks.
Then you better work fast. Even if we do reach the survivors in time, they'll never make it to the hideaway on foot.
You leave that to me.
See that Mid doesn't get herself into trouble, would you?
Think I can manage that?
I'll keep him safe.
Looks like you stuck with me, Byron.
Rosfield, you little gutter snipe!
Oh my gosh. Those two are probably hilarious together, and I'm sad we don't get to see more interactions between the uncle and Mid.
Shall we then?
And you keep Clive safe.
Be careful. Both of you.
You too.
And then there was the pair again, by themselves.
All right, Torgal. Let's find those survivors. They don't stand a chance against those things.
Oh boy. This is totally like a FF14 instance.
They've been routed.
Ooh, okay. Well, you know, ow, okay, well. Okay, that's no good. We can just kill him like this, I believe. We're gonna go ahead and head on up. Past here. Oh, they're all down there. Okay, well, you know. Nowhere really to go. I want to get this guy back here because he's got the protect on.
You're finished.
Go ahead and fire from here.
What happened to the Royal Army? There's nothing but monsters here.
What is he talking about? They used him as pawns, I imagine. I imagine everybody that's here was used, right? for whatever Ultima wants, because Barnabas is Ultima's servant at this point. It's crazy to me to think that Bahamut and all the others are like, in a way, they're not bad, like Titan and Groot and all of them, because like they were just doing stuff for their countries, but it's really weird that Odin's like evil, or he's the only one that's doing all this for the sake of this creature, Ultima. It's like Thanlin. Whoa. Jeez, I'm like stuck. Fantastic. Fantastic that I'm stuck in the corner. All that's left evaporated. That's all that was left. Let's... Nah, we don't need it yet. We might eventually, though. Okay, well... Here we go. Okay, well, the treasure chest here.
That sounded big. Jill must be busy.
Just juggle him up a bit. Okay, you know what? Oh.
there'll be survivors inside.
Oh boy. Will there be though? I don't know about that, Clive. Clive, no, I don't think there is gonna be any, but you know. In we go, whatever happens to be here.
These creatures. Some of these creatures step this far. What the hell is going on here?
Where is your master? What does he want? Now, Torgal! Soil and stone! Torgal, kill! Now, Torgal!
Oh, well.
You've caused quite the commotion.
Oh boy.
But then I would expect no less from you, Muthos.
Muthos. He says Muthos.
You again. I don't believe we've been introduced.
Here's my fist. Let me introduce it to your
you
face.
were in my family's crypt. And now you're here. With an army of Akashic thralls.
Manners, Lord Rosfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones
Oh boy.
unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness.
Yeah, unburdened, sure.
They
That's
are
the word we're gonna use for it.
They are divine.
What?
And they are all that remains in this once raucous city.
You'll pay for what you've done.
As you wish. I confess I have been very much looking forward to this. Pardon me this indulgence, Your Majesty. The vessel shall not be spoiled.
Oh,
I
well.
am Signian of House Harvard.
Oh! That makes more sense now.
Or not. As long as you don't hold back.
Yeah, I saw that on the ground. Trying to trick me. But we're still okay, because I am going to attack. Okay, well, you know, he's a little crispy. A little on the crispy side.
Trick.
Oh! He's like, ah!
You will forgive me if my performance seems uninspired. It is just that I expected so much more from our chosen one. Perhaps this will kindle your flame?
What now?
A gift from my liege lord's armory. Gungnir. Watch closely.
Dragoon. Of course, right? Okay, he's making me a little nervous. Oh, wow, okay. Well... Oh, okay, well... Oh, look at Turgle spin! Oh, okay. Well, almost. Aw, man, I got hit before I could fire it off. You're slain. Wow, that's a hefty amount of experience. Ooh boy.
The vessel is strong. My liege.
Clive!
Oh, there he is. There they are.
All right.
Yes.
So you, I see.
We are, yes.
I'm sorry, but we couldn't save them.
It was over before we arrived.
Same here, right?
Well, you did what you could.
Same for Clive, actually. Had the same problem.
I fear we were all too late. What's wrong?
Nothing. I hope.
Uh-oh. If Joshua was worried, I'm definitely worried, because they're like, it's nothing. But, whoa! Okay. Okay, everybody. We should all be concerned.
Leaving so soon, Mythos?
It's the king.
Indeed. You may kneel before Barnabas Tharm.
No, no, Neil.
And King of Walud.
Get back.
Oh, okay, we're not even gonna fight in his kingdom, are we? Okay, we're just gonna fight him right here and now, Odin. Okay, well.
I expected more of the boy who bested my Lord Commander. Yet I see why my master covets you so. The power within you, Mythos. The potential.
Stop calling me Mythos.
But Mythos is everything. The cornerstone of all creation. The Lord's vessel. Your purpose.
My purpose? To surrender my mind and body to that thing. No, Your Majesty. My purpose is my own. I made a promise to my friends, to my people. And nothing is going to stand in my way.
You would allow this delusion of free will to bar your path to greatness? Truly, your volition is a cancer. One that must be excised.
Try it.
He's like, try the cut. He's totally gonna win, right? Barnabas is totally gonna win. Or someone's gonna die here. Jill! No, 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 no. Oh boy. Is Jill really gonna fight Odin? No way.
Oi! Oi! This way! Hurry!
Power beyond reckoning, and they use it as a crutch. Such a waste.
Whoa. Ironworks, Sid Garland.
Will you be alright?
The phoenix can mend flesh, but the spirit must recover on its own. I'm afraid the rest is up to him. This place is remarkable. Outfitting it must have been no small feat. But why go to such trouble?
That beauty's belly's filled with wonders the world ain't ready for. If the guilds caught wind of what we were up to, they'd all want a piece. Alright?
And
Where's Jill?
Do not blame yourself. He was barely breathing when you brought him here. We would have lost him if it were not for you.
No. Barnabas may have severed nigh every sinew in my brother's body. But he made certain the wounds were not fatal.
Nigh every sinew?
Allow me, your lordship. Don't know what I was thinking, putting you to the trouble like that.
Tis no trouble carrying comestibles to my ailing nephew.
I know, but you've already done so much for us. Pouring your gill into the hideaway and now the ship. I don't want to take the piss.
You risked your life. And for what? Some girl you hardly know. Why'd you do it? You not mad or something?
I wouldn't go that far.
Clive!
You're awake, my boy. Oh.
All I want to do is help. And the world
Dude,
won't
where's
save
Jill?
itself. It was Sid. Your father, who taught me that.
Sounds like him.
Don't you dare do that again.
What of the royalists?
Fucked off, the lot of them, along with the galleon. With the king on board, no doubt. Behind here, I wouldn't sail without him. Clive. Jill didn't come back.
What do you mean?
She kept the king busy while the others dragged you out.
It's all right, Mid. Jill is fine.
The ether of her icon endures. And as long as it does, we can be certain she is alive.
We must pursue the Black Galleon. Jill will be with the king, I'm sure of it.
Well, good luck catching him, because my ship's going nowhere. It's the Mithril engine. She's got a kick like a wild chocobo and a mind to tear the hull in half.
But do you have an idea?
Well, of course I do. My dad'll have seen this coming a league off. If I had his old writings...
If you had his old writings, you'd be sitting under a fuckload of rubble. The ones Otto didn't save anyway. I suppose he might still have a few pages in his stores.
We'll have to hope it's enough. Do what you can to ready the ship. I'll speak with Otto.
In your condition, you really are mad.
Perhaps. But the world really won't save itself.
Jeez, everybody calm down. Man, look at making me nervous. Like Jill, poor Jill. Everybody better up their game. If Jill could fight the king and still, you know. Jeez. That's so crazy to me. I can't believe that like Jill got stuck behind.
Right. Gav said that Otto might know something.
He might, but we've gotta get everything from here.
Clive. Go on then. You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know. It'd better all be here. Is that all?
So, will it be? Should last you a good while. No scratches, right?
The Song of Ouroboros. We need that. I think that is everything that I can make.
And?
If it's knowledge you seek, we've told.
Which song should we listen?
Oh, that's the last swing. Okay, got it. Died for the flames of the Firebird, and the blood his risen fallen, resigning brothers. Sir Wade pledged not his loyalty, but the loyalty of the Guardians of the Flame. I regret both you and the lump had to get all tangled up in the wicked weave of my sordid past, but thanks to your meddling, I finally was able to put rest left long to fester. And with finally done, might I be able to sit back and enjoy this new world of yours so keen on creating. One don't need a pair of eyes to see the good you've done. In your absence, I shall watch over my new charges, afford them every protection I'm able to. I'll ask you to do the same for his grace. And I begin to thank you for all you've done for Lost Wing, so in lieu of any awkward remerciements, I should be sending several barrels of the next season's vintage.
I was wondering when next you'd visit.
I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before.
I got sliced in half by Odin. Oh my. That's exactly the conversation that just happened just now.
You wish to study the tomes?
Cole said it was an army of Akashi.
Clive. Allow me to educate you. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
How may I help you today, Clive? Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills?
Who's that sulking over there?
Song should we listen?
Clive? But if you're here, where the hell is everyone else? Don't tell me.
They're all right. But it's a long story.
You lot don't do things by halves, do you? Well, at least everyone's still breathing. Now, as for these writings, I'm sorry to say, Clive, but if you had those, you'd be...
Under a
Sitting
pile of
under
rubble.
a pile of rubble. I know.
But we were able to save a few bits and pieces from the ruins, most of which ended up being used to build this place. The more personal items we gave to the next of kin. In the case of Sid's things, that would have been mid.
Then I'll check the workshop.
If Amber and the Lazarus are gone, do you think Mid's ship will ever sail?
Probably not the first place by the
This looks
steps,
like it's
but
from Sid's old diary. Mitchell already have read it. I'd better keep looking. What do we have here? Sid's pipes. Something tells me Mid won't be needing these.
We've had no word from Canva for days.
I remember seeing this doll in Sid's cellar. I wonder if it was
it's a white mage! Oh my gosh.
What's this tucked inside it?
Middle, I know you like your riddle, so I reckon you'll appreciate this one. Of all my inventions, this one's the best, and so when choosing its place of rest, I recalled your opus, daughter dearest, and now it sleeps there in the first. I'm going to have to work on that last rhyme. Good luck.
Sid's best invention. That sounds promising. So Sid hid something in Mid's first opus. What would that be? Perhaps Otto might know.
Well, did you find anything?
Possibly. You wouldn't happen to know what Mid's first opus was?
Opus? That girl's as tone deaf as a banshee. Unless you mean the orchestrion. She couldn't have been more than what, 11,
Opus,
12,
they mean
when
the
she
Final
put all
Fantasy
that
card
thing
game.
together. It surprised us all. Not least her dad. You should have seen how proud he was of the little scamp. What's that battered old box have to do with anything?
I think Sid may have hidden something inside it.
Wouldn't surprise me. Those two and their bloody treasure hunts. Half the things in the hideaway were hidden one time or another.
That's so funny.
How are we supposed to do our duty when the hills are cruel?
And I was just at the orchestrion.
Who's that?
I didn't break it. Well, I didn't break it.
What didn't you break?
Nothing. We didn't break nothing. We definitely didn't break the orchestrion.
What's wrong with it?
It's broken. Except when it isn't. See?
And you had nothing to do with this?
Nope, nothing. We just wanted to listen to all the songs at once. So we pressed all the buttons. Like this.
Oh my gosh, these children. Like the elevator when the kids hit all the buttons on the elevator.
See?
All too well. All right, out of the way. There's something caught on one of the gears.
Did you break it? Can you fix it?
No, I mean, yes. There. How about now?
You fixed it! Sid fixed it! He more than fixed it! Yeah, new music!
Huh. Never heard this one before.
They started playing when I removed this. Whatever it is.
Well, don't look at me. I can tell you it's important, though. Sid showed it to me once and said as much. Said it was the stuff dreams were made of. Let's just hope it's the stuff ships are made of as well.
Indeed. Let's see if we can make some dreams come true.
Just the two I was looking for.
Aye, aye. Lose a patient?
Actually, yes. The Crown Prince just left.
Dion left?
Unless you've another word for stood up and walked off. Yes, left. He did have the decency to leave a message with Obelisk before commandeering one of his dinghies. Should we go after him?
No. We're not the Prince's keepers. He's free to do as he sees fit.
I'd rather he did so in bed. His wounds are nowhere near healed. Much like yours, I suspect. Otto told me what happened in Canver. What is it with this realm's princes and their aversion to rest?
They have stuff they gotta do.
Ask me when I get back. Though I may be sometime.
Then at least try to stay safe.
And if that fails, try to stay alive, eh?
Every moment I waste here, the further the flagship sails. I have to get back.
No, you don't, because we got some side quests to do. Hopefully only 2, because, again, the side quests are slowing down the progress.
Glory to Griga. There you are. And not a moment too soon.
What's happened?
Taya's busy working herself into an early grave. Since the arrival of her latest patient, she's refused to stop, even for a moment. I've tried offering to see to him in her stead, but she won't hear of it. Clive, she hasn't left the infirmary in days. She's pushing herself too hard. And if she doesn't rest soon, will you talk to her? Order her to her chambers if that's what it takes. Because if she keeps this up, I fear the hideaway will be without its best physica before too long.
I know better than to order Taya to do anything. But I'll speak to her.
Thank you. I pray you have better luck than I did.
Taya, Rodriguez worried about you. And if what he says is true, then so am I. We all admire your dedication, but you do need to rest.
I will, when it's time. Until then, I'm staying put. We owe him that much.
Who is he?
Someone from my past. Someone who doesn't deserve to die alone. It won't be much longer. The crystal's curse has almost finished its work. If I had the tears, I could ease his passing. But without them, we've nothing that will touch the agony of those last few hours.
How would tears help this man?
Not my tears. Tears of mercy. Alicia, it's the only thing strong enough.
You wouldn't, Taya. Surely. There must be something we can do for him.
Sometimes an easy death is the greatest kindness we can offer. You do well to remember that, Rodriguez.
I will. We have all the ingredients we need for Alicia Balwam. It needs to be fresh, though, so we rarely have much to hand. I can make the draft if you can bring me what we're missing.
Just tell me what you need.
There is a species of venom-weeping spider that lives in the forests of Norvent, near Lorbert's Pass. Bring me one of their eyes. Preserve it as best you can, but avoid contact with the tears. I'll make sure the other ingredients are ready before you return.
Thank you, Clive. I won't forget this.
Neither will I, Tarja. That's disgusting. I mean, but I'll do it, but also that's disgusting.
All right, Clive. Blackthorn told me you helped him out again. Tough for that. Speaking of which, I'm actually a bit,
Worried about him. And you want my advice?
afraid so. It's a bit of a funny one, this, but I saved this posh knob while I was out on a mission, and he gave me this flashy ring to say thank you. So, obviously, I show it to Blackthorn, thinking he'll be impressed, only for him to go white as a sheet and quiet as a curl instead. Try as I might, I can't for the life of me work out what could have got him upset like that. And seeing as how Blackthorn opens up when you're around, I thought maybe...
I'd speak to him again. Well, I suppose there's no point leaving him to stew.
Cheers, Clive.
I'll be sure to pay him a visit as soon as I have a moment.
All right, I'll meet you by the forge then. You come along when you're ready.
I just want this point to get close to the end of the game. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just like all these side quests are like...
Cole said it was an army.
They feel like they're not worth it.
Bloody hell, Clive. Not this again. Oh, ain't you got better things to do with your time?
That remains to be seen. August tells me he showed you a ring, and that the sight of it clearly upset you. Would you mind telling us why?
Come on, mate. Bottling it up ain't gonna help no one. If it weren't the ring, and it was something I said, then I'm sorry.
It was the ring, right? It brought back some unhappy memories, that's all. Memories better left forgotten.
Memories of what?
There are things we'd all rather leave behind, Blackthorn. But sometimes it helps to talk about them.
And sometimes it doesn't. Is that so hard to understand?
Don't be like that.
Fine. If it'll get you off my back. That ring he flashed was the work of Zoltan. We apprenticed together, back in the day.
You've never mentioned him before.
Why would I? Ain't seen him in decades, and the last time I did, we almost came to blows. The ring brought it all back. I could tell it was one of his the moment I saw it. Bastard's improved, though. More than I thought possible. That thing's a work of art.
So it was a nice ring. Worth a few gil, maybe. What's it matter to you?
This guy. So clueless.
It
August.
matters because engraving metal's a nightmare, and I've got no bloody idea how he managed it. The fact is, I couldn't make anything even half that detailed.
So what? You're an armorer, not a jeweler.
I'm the Hideaway's master craftsman. I'm not stealing a living at some backwater village forge. My armor keeps you lot safe, and my swords keep you dangerous. As far as I'm concerned, every swing of my hammer's another blow struck in the name of our cause. So I put my heart and soul into my work. Because the curse breakers deserve better than second best. And I refuse to be shown up by the likes of Zoltan.
Very well. Why don't we go and pay him a visit? Learn his secret.
I doubt he'd be too happy to see me.
Then just this once. Make peace with being second best. Swallow your pride, and focus all your energies on the task at hand. Keeping the curse breakers armed and armored. Provided you can do that, you'll hear no complaints from me. But if you can't, and it's going to distract you, we need to do something about it.
What'd you say, Blackthorn? You know he's right. And it's not like you'll be going alone.
All right.
Magic. So, where do you reckon old what's-his-name is then? Zoltan, was it?
In Dravozd, my old village. He won't have left.
Ah, that's why it was cut off.
Dravozd, eh? That rings a bell. Not far from Tabor, right? Just north of the fields of Carava. Got that, Clive? Meet us at Dravozd as soon as you can, yeah?
That's why I couldn't
I'll
go
make
there
sure Blackthorn
earlier.
don't get cold feet.
Makes sense.
Good luck with that. I'll see you there.
Okay, well...
Who's that sulking over there by the lift?
We'll go from this point. It's just easier because it's not as far.
Time to fight. Rodriguez could have mentioned his spiders would be the size of curls. You're finished. All yours, Torgal. Now, Torgal. It's
Let's punch the stuffing out of them spiders.
Hopefully one will be enough. Kicked out already?
No. This charmer ain't letting anyone through.
Why are the gates closed?
Chief's orders. No one's allowed in without his say-so. Not that I'd have let you in anyway. You look like trouble. I suggest you go home.
That's what I'm trying to do, you little prick. Ain't changed a bit, have you, Snotty?
No. It isn't. Blackthorn.
Long time no see, eh?
What the hell are you doing here?
Well, it was meant to be a surprise, but since you asked so nicely, I'm here to see Zoltan, you fucking numbskull. Now let us through.
All right. Just don't go starting anything with the chief.
Yeah, I promise I won't throw the first punch. That good enough for you?
Go on then.
Much obliged.
Yes, and he sliced Clive in half, and he's fighting Jill right now, and we are going to figure out how to save her. He didn't slice Clive completely in half, but he did
this
it.
is Dravos.
He did a big
Not much
slice.
going on, is there?
It's a smithing town. When I was a lad, you'd have to shout to be heard over the sound of hammer on anvil. Clive, you're good with people. You speak to Zoltan.
Hey, you ain't backing out now, are you?
There's a river of bad blood between me and the chief. But if someone can build me a bridge, then I'll cross it.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
I appreciate it. It'll be near the forge on the hill. It was our master's. He'd have inherited it when I left.
Forge on the hill.
Good luck. You'll be needing it.
It's like Clive is like the The person who fixes everybody. He's Clive the Builder, Bob the Builder.
But if we can't fire the forges, how are we going to earn our keep?
Good day.
I don't think I have anything really to sell. 140? 140 of these.
Thanks. Anything else you don't want? Farewell, traveller.
Clive the constructor, can he build it? Only if it has to do with
Papa come back yet?
emotional issues.
You go back inside now.
I'm looking around for treasure chests, but I guess really I don't care about that right now. Oh, okay, well, hello.
Hotter! Hotter, damn it! Those miserable flames wouldn't melt butter, let alone iron.
Pardon the intrusion.
Oh goodness,
looking
we're
for
not
the
gonna
chief.
like the chief who's
That'd
using
be me.
he's using the bears.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's not a pleasure, but okay.
I'll bet it is. Keep the gates closed, I tell him. Well done, Snotty. You're not welcome here. Get out before things turn nasty.
Blackthorn's here.
What did you say?
He's traveled a long way to see you.
Yes, has he?
He's waiting. Down by the gates.
Then I suggest you take him with you when you leave.
No.
You apprentice together?
So what if we did? Fuck! We're getting nowhere! These bearers' flames are next to bloody useless!
We're never going to be able to fire up the forges unless we can find some new crystals.
I'm a busy man, as you can see, so do me a favor and piss off. Oh, and if you're struggling to find your way out, ask Blackthorn. That prick knows exactly where the exit is. He's not wanted here, and neither are you.
All right. I'm going.
Why don't we just use our Ifrit power?
To do something. If this keeps up, we'll be ruined.
And instead of having these bears use their life force, just let me stick my I'll give you a finger that is on fire and we'll sit. Never mind, I'm gonna start. This guy.
Shut your hole.
These people, this whole time we've been doing this stuff, it's been so incredibly like frustrating with all these mean, rude people.
Let me guess. Zoltan told you to piss off.
Of course.
As a personal favor to him, yes.
Well, at least he didn't beat about the bush.
There'll be no talking him round. Not after what I did.
Which is what exactly? If we're to help, we need to know what turned the village against you.
I left. Dravozd. Zoltan. The burden of leadership our dying master dropped in our laps. All of it. There are two kinds of smiths in this world, you see. My kind, who are in it for the love of the craft, who labour on a single piece from dawn to dusk to get it just right. And the other kind, who are in it for different reasons. People like Zoltan, whose work is quick and cheap. The kind of smiths who shit out a few hundred blades, reap the profit, and divvy it out among themselves. There wasn't a single day we weren't at each other's throats. And bit by bit, people started taking sides. You would have torn Dravozd in half had it gone on. So, I left.
You didn't have to do that.
Zoltan's a better chief than I would have been. His way of doing things kept food on people's tables. Dravozd prospered without me and my lofty ideals getting in the road. Until the crystals run out at any rate. Without magic to fire the furnaces, this place is as good as dead.
It depends on how you look at it, though. There's got to be other ways of making fire. We manage it in the Deadlands.
Thanks to Sid's ingenuity, yeah. He saw all of this coming. New crystals were the problem, not the solution, and spent years coming up with ways of doing without.
You know what I mean, though, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. What I'm trying to say is that it's not your fault.
Thanks,
You couldn't
Noah.
have predicted this.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is. I don't want to be the greatest smith alive just because I happen to be the last. Clive. Dravosh won't last long without its furnaces, so... Do you think it's time we shared Sid's bellows with the world? The way I see it. It's your decision to make.
Hold on, Blackthorn. Sid made those things for us. They give us an edge over the rest, and you'd be throwing it away.
All right. Do it. This place was your home. I won't abandon it to its fate. Sid's creations were never meant to be hoarded. It was only ever a matter of time before we shared them. Let this be another step on the road to freeing Valisthea from the prison of the Crystal's blessing. Dravost will show the world that it's possible. Wouldn't you agree, August?
When you put it that way, of course. It's like hearing Sid speak from beyond the grave.
Thank you, Clive.
Shall I go and fetch the plans, then?
I know I'm off by heart. I'll be needing some help, though. Building a furnace isn't exactly a one-man job. Do us a favour and round up anyone strong enough to lug a brick or two, would you, August?
All right, then.
And I've got a job for you too, Clive. Finding me some salamander skin. I need leather for the bellows and nothing else will withstand the heat. Luckily for us, salamanders feed out in the fields of Karava.
Time for a spot of hunting, then. Run like the wind.
There hasn't been too much going on today, so it's alright if you didn't show up. We've actually been doing a lot of side quests. For the last 4 hours, we'd have like a little bit of story, and then like they'd bomb it out like 20 side quests. So my current problem with the pacing right now is that the side quests are getting in the way of the story towards the end. I feel like I wish it was more side quest heavy at the beginning of the game, and less side quest heavy towards the end of the game. It just feels like it would have flowed better. So yeah. Yep, I absolutely agree. It's because literally it has the FF14, the FF14 style. You know what I mean? Like main story plot point, minor stuff, main story plot point. You know what I mean? So like they can't really help it, you know?
Be safe.
Yeah, I mean it's a really good start. It's a really good start to FF, you know? But it's just like they could have done without it. Yeah, right? But I mean, it's alright. It's a little bit of a slow day. They're gonna update the Final Fantasy VII app with more story quests in a bit, I think. And actually now, actually should have. But we're gonna keep going on this for a bit, and then because it's still pretty early. And then I think what I'll do is I'll cover some more of that content at the end of tonight.
Let's go.
It feels like if I get all this done, I feel like next week we could beat this game, I feel like. If there was only like 8 or 10 hours left after this. I don't know, sadly, because they have no in-game, that's the #1 complaint, is there's no in-game time clock. So we have no idea. No idea. There's no in-game time clock at all. The #1 complaint people have for this game right now. Yeah, I have no idea. I could click here and I could look at like our menu and it gives me an estimate. It says 45 hours, but that doesn't seem right. It says 45 hours. So I don't think that's accurate at all.
No need to ride from here.
What's this all about then?
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't think that that thing is accurate. I have no idea.
Any trouble finding the skin?
Nothing I couldn't handle.
This should be plenty. Right then, time to put these louds to work. If everyone pulls their weight, we'll be finished in no time.
Well, I'll be damned. I honestly didn't think it'd work. But it's hot enough, all right. And without a single crystal in sight.
You know what this means, don't you?
I do, yeah. Dravost is saved.
Sorry about earlier. I take back everything I said. That thing you built us is an honest-to-God's marvel. You saved our village.
It's Blackthorn you should be thanking. He oversaw the construction.
Give this to him, would you?
What is it?
Pet Cole's cinders. After he left, I spent years trying to eke the most out of our forges. That there was my answer. Chuck it in the fire, and your forge will burn hotter for longer, which will do wonders for your steel. Our secret for yours. Only fair. I've always envied Blackthorn. Since the day I became chief, I spent every spare moment trying to match up to the bastard. No amount of sleepless nights at the Anvil will ever bridge that gap, though. He's a genius. Plain and simple. The man Dravost needed. But he took all his talent and left. Gifted and free. Is it any wonder I hate his guts?
Jeez.
The cinders would mean more coming from you.
I need to forgive him first. And that's not gonna happen.
Well, you know what they say. Oriflamme weren't built in a day and all that. These things take time. Especially when they involve two geezers who hold grudges tighter than their hammers. But what matters is...
I wish they would have changed August's character model, because Harry's voice just doesn't mix with
So would I.
August's
I reckon he's going to be at it
face.
a while yet, though, so why don't you head off without us? I'll see that the old git gets home safe and sound.
See that you both do. I'll save the cinders till then.
All right. It'll be a nice little surprise for him.
Yeah, that's the... These things are going to take some getting used to.
So hot without a crystal. Yeah. Give it a week, and you'll wonder why you ever bother with crystals. Let's run through it again, shall we?
Okay, hopefully we can deliver everything and then we're good to go. I think we're good to go this story again. Ah, boy. It's so hard because, like, dang it, like, that's what happens when you make it an action game, though, because when you make it an action game, it makes you want to, like, it makes you want the plot points to be connecting quickly so that you can push through, you know, and be hype all the time. But when they slow it down, it makes it really hard. Like, when I know that there needs to be side quests and stuff, but, like, they just put them at the wrong spots. They should have put them more heavily on the front end instead of towards the back end of the story.
Thank goodness you're back. Taya looks like she's about to collapse.
Is this what you needed?
Ugh, the fact they made me touch a spider eye, I'll never forgive.
Thank you, Clive. I'm loath to give a patient Alicia, but Taya's right. Sometimes it's all we can do. A single dose dulls even the most agonizing pain, and all other sensation with it. It may be a gentle way to die, but it is death nonetheless. I wish there was another way.
Man.
How are you feeling?
Light, mid-here. Drifting on waves.
Good. Just relax. Let the waves carry you to a better place.
Thank you, Taya. I'm so proud of you.
He's gone. Thank you, Rodrigue. And you, Clive?
I'll see that he's properly laid to rest.
The man you helped today was my mentor, back in the Southern Isles, on the front lines of some meaningless war. I was still a child when they shipped me to their triage tents, to treat the wounded with my gift. But in such blighted lands, I was next to useless. Until he taught me the true physicker's art, that is.
An art we would be lost without.
Tears of mercy were his gift to the bearers of the world. A respite from the agony of the curse's end.
And a kindness Sid would have approved of.
You know as well as I what life is like for a bearer soldier. Marched from one battle to the next, never knowing which might be your last. A commander may care nothing for the bearer spent in his service. But my mentor's gift gave the dying one fleeting moment of tranquility before the end. I've no tears left, Clive. I've seen too many of my friends taken. Something needs to change. And we need to be the ones to change it.
And we will. I promise.
I hope so.
By far, one of the best NPCs in the game is Tarja. It's so hard because all the characters around him have such good development. Clive, why don't you have better development? Other than you just care about Jill and want to protect your brother. Well, I mean, I know I get those are simple motivations and they're effective, but like, oh my gosh, people around him have such amazing character stories, and it sort of is a bummer. Because their stories are so good. I just don't understand, really.
Gentlemen, I see you both made it home in one piece.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to outstay our welcome. The whole village turned out for a go on the bellows after you left. Everyone except Zoltan has. Didn't see hide nor hair of him.
Oh, but that reminds me. I have something for you.
Pico Cinder. How'd you come by this? And you're sure he wanted me to have it?
I'm sure. He didn't say so, but I think he wants to forgive you.
Huh. Imagine that. Yeah. You know I could never leave this place, don't you? Every time you put on mail, you and the curse breakers are trusting me with your lives. There's no greater honor for a smith than that. I'm not about to go crawling back to Zoltan for forgiveness, but I will make good use of his cinder. And if that helps save even a single life, then he'll have my gratitude. What was it you said he called me? Huh? A genius? And he spent sleepless night trying to copy me, did he? Sounds like I better get to work. I've got a reputation to uphold.
It's good to see you back on form, Blackthorn.
I don't know how you pair put up with me sometimes, but I'm grateful all the same. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, about to put Zoltan back in his place.
Ain't got the art to tell him how similar they are. Stubborn bastards.
A little healthy competition should be good for him.
You're not wrong. Still, it's a shame him and Zoltan couldn't let bygones be bygones. No use grumbling about it now, though. Blackthorn's happy. Or as near to happy as he gets. And that's good enough for me.